Hey there guys, this is Dan Dix here reporting for Press for Truth with a quick video today. As you can tell from the title of this video, Subway sandwiches can no longer call their bread bread. Because of the high sugar content, it now technically has to be classified as a confectionary, which puts it in the same camp as cake. This just out from The Guardian. Subway bread is not bread, Irish court rules. Judge finds that sugar content of U.S. chain sandwiches exceeds the stipulated limit and that they should thus be classified as a confectionary. In a judgment published on Tuesday, the court ruled that the bread served at Subway, the U.S. chain that hawks giant sandwiches in 110 countries and territories, could not in fact be defined as bread because of its high sugar content. The ruling followed an appeal by Brooks Finders Limited, Subway's Irish franchisee. The company had argued that the bread used in Subway sandwiches counted as a staple food and was consequently exempt from VAT, the value added tax. However, as the court pointed out, Ireland's Value Added Tax Act of 1972 draws a distinction between staple foods like bread, tea, coffee, cocoa, milk, and preparations or extracts of meat and eggs, and more discretionary indulgences such as ice cream and chocolate and pastries, crisps, popcorn, and roasted nuts. Now here's where things get interesting. The clincher was the Act's strict provision that the amount of sugar in bread shall not exceed 2% of the weight of flour included in the dough. Subway's bread, however, contains 5 times as much sugar. Or as the Supreme Court put it, in this case, there is no dispute that the bread supplied by Subway in its heated sandwiches has a sugar content of 10% of the weight of the flour included in the dough, guys. So yeah, 5 times as much sugar as there's supposed to be as to what classifies it as a bread is what's being used in their sandwiches. Unbelievable stuff. It shouldn't be that shocking to you. We've exposed the fact that we've shown how Subway has been exposed before for using some sort of additive or chemical that's been used in yoga mats. That was put out by the Food Babe. If you're not familiar with her work, I really strongly recommend you check out her website, foodbabe.com, because she's exposed a bunch of these companies. Here it says, just take a look at the multi-billion-dollar companies that we've changed. Of course, Subway sandwiches, because of the chemicals they were using in yoga mats now in their bread, they had to change that. She got Kraft to change their recipe because there was a coloring food dye that they were using that was approved by the FDA, so it's A-OK here in Canada and America, but over in the UK it was essentially a banned substance. So Kraft had a different recipe for their mac and cheese over there. Well, she had them go ahead and change the recipe for all of their mac and cheese moving forward. Same with all these companies here. Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, a lot of these were using GMOs, and she exposed that, and they're no longer doing so. Starbucks, she exposed for their pumpkin spice latte, which didn't have any pumpkin in it. So it's just unbelievable the amount of work she's done to expose these companies. And I've known about this for quite some time. I remember back in 2015 hearing about this. Do you remember when Breyers, the ice cream company, had to change their what they call it? They can't call it ice cream anymore. You see right here on the bottom right, it's called frozen dairy dessert. It's now called frozen dessert. They can't technically call it ice cream. The reason for that is in order to qualify as ice cream, a product must meet 2 criteria. Ice cream must contain a minimum of 10% dairy milk fat. You got to have at least 10% dairy milk fat. They don't have that anymore. Ice cream must also have no more than 100% overrun and weigh no less than 4.5 pounds per gallon. Overrun is the amount of air that's whipped into the ice cream base during freezing. So obviously that's going to affect the density and the smoothness and things like that. But that's what constitutes actual ice cream, and this company can't call it ice cream anymore because it doesn't even have enough ice cream, any cream in there to even call it that. So, oh man, our food is changing, guys, and this is why in this post-COVID 1984 nightmare, as things are potentially going to get worse with food chains breaking down. We have to eat real food, not this fake stuff, not sandwiches that are essentially made out of cake for bread. And I do think things are gonna get a little crazier moving forward. That's why I recently did this interview with Curtis Stone of the Urban Farmer called "When Times Get Tough." Having access to real food is essential for survival, what you need to know. And in this video, you can watch that on my BitChute channel right here. I'll put a link to that in the description below. We talk about how in the post-COVID 1984 world that is emerging here, the having access to real food is going to be absolutely essential. And you're going to have to take it upon yourselves to learn how to do that. Another good video we did is called "The Government Does Not Want You to Grow Your Own Food. Here's Why You Should and How, most importantly." And again, myself and Curtis Stone, the Urban Farmer, go over the importance of real food and becoming self-sustainable when it comes to food for yourself and your family. Moving forward, guys, especially with all these things we see going on in these major food companies being now exposed for just how bad it really is, the time now to start learning how to grow your own food is more important than ever. I mean, the time was yesterday, okay? So if you don't have a garden yet, you need to start learning how to have one, how to grow one. If you don't have the space in your backyard, you can do it inside. There are ways to do that. We talk about all these things in this interview, guys, so I'll put links to all this in the description below, but just wanted to bring that to your attention today, guys. Stay away from Subway in general and all this fake food, and start learning how to grow your own, especially when times get tough. If you appreciate the information I presented in this video, please click the thumbs up button and share that one. And if you appreciate my efforts to continue to press for truth as we do here, please check us out at pressfortruth.ca/donate. Here you can contribute a one-time donation with PayPal. You can pitch in some Bitcoin. You can join me as a Patreon member. Or you can use the Patreon alternative right here and sign up for a monthly reoccurring amount. Any amount helps a great deal, guys. So if you appreciate my efforts, once again, please check the links in the description below. And that's all for today, guys. Thank you once again so much for watching. And stay tuned. We're going to have more video reports coming soon. This is Dan Dix reporting for Press for Truth. We all want truth. The truth will set you free.